Hi, welcome back to Rack, where we talk all things audio production and sound. Today, we are going to be going over the channel strip you will find in your DAW. We will be exploring all of the different components, what they do, and how they work. My name is Dariana Everett. I'm a singer, songwriter, producer, and RAC grad. Let's go. What is a channel strip? A channel strip is a collection of tools that allows you to process a single audio signal. It's like having a mini mixing board for each channel of your DAW. Channel strips vary a lot, and we will go into how this can affect your sound. I will be basing my channel strip off of Pro Tools. However, all DAWs emulate mixing boards. Order might be different, but generally the components are the same. The first thing you will see on the channel strip is the input. The input gain allows you to control the level of signal coming into your channel before any sort of processing takes place. You will also see specific preamps if you have any here. Next, if you have an instrument track, you will find its routing. Next on the channel strip, we have the insert section. This is where you would put any effects you want to add directly to the sound, aka in series. You'd usually start with an equalizer or an EQ. This allows you to adjust the frequency balance of your signal. You can boost or attenuate different frequencies to shape the sound and have it sit better in the mix. After the EQ, we usually have the dynamic section. This includes compressors, which reduces the dynamic range of a signal by reducing the volume of the loud parts of the signal. And we have expanders, which do the opposite. They expand the dynamic range by boosting the quiet parts of the signal. You can also find the gate in this section, which help eliminate unwanted sound and background noise by completely eliminating the signal below a certain threshold. Next up, we have the Aux Send, or auxiliary send, which allows you to send a portion of the channel signal to an effects processor or a different channel. This is called parallel processing, and we will be going in depth on parallel processing and in series processing in future videos, so stay tuned for that. This is useful for time-based effects, adding reverb or delays or other effects so that you have separate control over the original signal and the affected signal. You will notice on the bus option that you will have pre-fader or post-fader. And what this means is the signal that is being sent in the sends to the effect will either be before the fader or after the fader. And this is important because often when we're doing mixes, we have automation, and maybe what you want to send is a signal without the automation. So it's important to decide how you want to process the signal. Next, we have routing. This is where you get to choose your input and output channels. Next, we will have the automation options. So this we have read, touch, latch, and write, or off, or off as well. And automation is an incredible tool for mixing. We will be doing a full in-depth tutorial as we'll go over everything, but normally automation on the basic level is used for automating volume of a track or panning, although it can be applied to all of the effects and specific parameters within the effects. So it is super versatile, and it is a massive tool for mixing engineers, and I think it's really the factor between a basic mix and a pro mix. Next, we have groups. This will indicate which group you have assigned your track to, if any. We then have the output section. This is the panning and the faders. The fader we will use to control the volume of the track, and the panning is where you can position your signal in the stereo field. Next, we see 4 different buttons. We'll have the monitoring button, the recording button, the solo, and mute buttons as well. We have the track name, so whatever you name the track, or if it's you not naming any track, it'll be audio 24 or whatever name is automatically generated, as well as we have delay compensation. This will show you the amount of delay compensation applied to your track, and delay compensation allows your track to play in time with all of the other tracks in your session, even if it has heavy processing. And lastly, we have the note section. This note section is where you just put all of your little notes for the given track that you do. Throughout the history of mixing, there have been specific channel strips that have been created for voice, for drums, instruments, and it's really just about specific EQs, specific compressors, the board sound, because everything that's an electronic component creates a color to the signal. A lot of these channel strips have become classics, and what's cool is that they are sometimes compiled together in outboard gear or plugins. So it's become really accessible to either buy some outboard gear or plugin to then recreate that specific tone you are looking for. And that's it. These are the technical components of a channel strip in your DAW and how each of these components affects the sound. Each of these components works together to process your audio signal and shape it to the perfect sound for your mix. I hope this video helped, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!